I get a lot of video requests from you guys, but this particular topic I want to talk about is highly requested. So a lot of you want to migrate abroad, but you do not know the country that has the easiest immigration policy. And also for those of you who wish to move abroad, but you can't decide on which country to start processing their visa based on so many factors to decide which country best suits what you're looking for. I'll be listing top 5 countries that have eased their immigration rules that are easier for you to migrate to right now in 2022/2023. So if you're planning on traveling abroad, you need to start your process as soon as possible, because this country have easier immigration laws and rules, making it a lot easier, faster and seamless for migrants to move to the country. So hey guys, welcome to the channel. If you're new, my name is Faith Ojane. On this channel I talk about ways you can travel and settle abroad. If this is the kind of content you like, hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up right now and join the family. Without saying so much guys, let's get started. The economic impact of COVID-19 pandemic is making a lot of countries open up their border to skilled migrants. A lot of countries are launching different visas and resident permits to attract the best talent to their country. It's more like a competition, and based on the country you want to migrate to, they have different categories on what they consider skilled migrants. The general term they use in describing skilled migrants are individuals who have a higher level of education, let's say like a bachelor's degree, master's degree, any level of education that is above the secondary level education. Different countries have their own definition of a skilled migrant and who they are going to give their visa to or a resident permit. They usually use a combination of who they consider skilled or highly skilled migrants. First, it could be educational level, like a bachelor's degree, master's degree or PhD, your work experience, or a specific job or job sector that you're currently working in. Some countries also look at the income earned in these jobs and also where they might have staff shortage. Most countries usually like to let in talented migrants based on what they are looking for, based on the area which they have shortage of staff and they want to fill in that role, so they can come up with a visa and call it highly skilled migrant needed in a dairy industry, health sector, IT, engineering, different sectors. So but whichever skill you have, do not look at it as it is not needed. You'll be shocked. February 2022, the UK launched the carer visa. No one thought that a care assistant or a care worker can migrate to the UK, but here it is. So whatever skills you have, just relax. If you're searching for jobs in a foreign country, one thing you need to know is once you see a job, when you read the job description, even if you do not qualify 100%, even if you're just 50% qualified for that role, please apply. Most times you think, your skills and qualifications are not enough. What's the worst that can happen when you applied for the job? What's the worst that can happen? Unfortunately, right? So why not just give it a try? And it's better to try than not to try at all. I'm becoming a motivational speaker. Anyway, moving on. Here are my top 5 countries that offers the best opportunities and a new beginning for migrants. And this country is also known as the ideal place for migrants to enjoy its sustainable and high quality of life with their families. These countries I'll be mentioning allows you to migrate with your family. I would say that it's countries that have eased off their immigration rules just to attract more migrants. Depend on your skills, experience and qualification. That will determine how quick and easier it will be for you to migrate. Also depend on your sector. If your current career falls under any of these countries' shortage occupation list, it will be a whole lot easier and cheaper for you to migrate to this country. It is affordable, easier for you to migrate to any country if you're able to land a job in that country, because most companies will sponsor your visa. Even some companies sponsor down to plane tickets. Okay, so I'm always promoting jobs because it's one of the easiest way for you to migrate to any country. Number 1 on my list is Canada. Canada is the most preferred destination for migrants. Canada is a country that is welcoming to migrants and they have different pathway to residency. They have the PR, provisional nomination and all of those things. Canada made it a lot easier for migrants to move into the country, especially skilled migrants, of course. And a lot of people who have migrated to Canada love the country. A lot of migrants are trooping into Canada and are trying to get the PR to move to Canada because of a lot of advantages and benefits they get to enjoy as a permanent resident. So that is why Canada is number 1 on my list. The second country on my list is Australia. An individual can become a permanent resident of Australia by applying and being granted one of the Australian permanent visa, and this led them to stay in the country for indefinite period. The most common applied for permanent visa for Australia are skilled migration visas and family visas. There are many benefits of getting Australia permanent residence. As an Australian PR, you remain in Australia indefinitely. You can work, you can study. Australian PR are also entitled to Medicare, the national health scheme for Australian. An Australian PR can sponsor their eligible relatives for permanent residence in Australia. Another perks you get for getting an Australian PR is that you can work in New Zealand. So Australian PR give you permission to work in New Zealand, which takes us to the next step, which is New Zealand. I've talked about New Zealand on my channel a whole lot. In fact, I'm talking about them a whole lot this period because New Zealand just reopened their border and they launched 3 new resident visa, not just a work visa, a resident visa. The good thing about New Zealand is you can migrate as a permanent resident or you can migrate via the skilled worker visa. And they also have the work to resident visa, which means if you migrate to New Zealand on a work visa, after spending 2 years in New Zealand, you can apply for your residency, unlike the UK, which you need to spend 5 years. I mean, they've shortened the length of the amount of time you need to spend on a particular visa to get your permanent residence. Also, you can also move to New Zealand even if you do not have a job. If you do not want to move to New Zealand via work, you want to move there as a permanent resident, you can apply for your EOI, and you can also calculate your points. So it's points based, just like Canada. You can check your points by using the New Zealand points calculator. I would leave the link of the New Zealand points calculator. How they calculate your point is based on your skills, your educational qualification, your sector. If you're in a sector that is part of the shortage occupation in New Zealand, it gives you more points. Your experience, so depending on how many years you've worked in your particular sector or industry, it gives you more points. And also if you're coming with your partner, depending on your partner qualification, you get more points. Your partner's job sector, you get points. All of these points combined, you can apply for your EOI. So New Zealand right now is hot cake. If you're not considering moving to New Zealand, you should. And based on the things I've read online, based on statistics, New Zealand is one of the best countries to live in. They're migrant friendly. It's a beautiful country and all of that. Moving on to the next on my list is United Kingdom. This is where I currently live, and I will tell you that since last year till this year, the UK have launched several visas, making it easier for people to move to UK. They have the carer visa, but some of these visas are temporary. Like the carer visa is supposed to last for 12 months, but right now we don't know if they're going to extend it or they're going to end it. But they have the carer visa, which allows carers, care workers, home carers, domiciliary care, social care, all those people in the healthcare sector, adult care, allows them to migrate to the UK to work. Last week they launched the scale-up visa. This is also a work visa that allows you to migrate to the UK to work for startup, scale-up companies that are just growing, that need staff. So you can now work for a scale-up company. And they also created another visa for students. So if you graduate from one of the top global university, can migrate to the UK without even needing sponsorship. All they need to do is to apply. We've launched several visas, making it easy for people to migrate to the country. And I will tell you for sure that this year alone, they've granted thousands of visas to people outside the UK, to overseas candidates. So I mean, if you are considering coming to the UK, this is the best time because they are open. I mean, they are telling you to come into the country. Come. Are you a care worker? Come. Are you a fresh graduate? Come. Are you a skilled person? Come. Germany is number 5 on my list. They recently eased their immigration laws. Made a video about Germany as well. I would leave the link of even in New Zealand. I've made videos on New Zealand, Germany, how you can migrate to these countries. I'll leave the link in the description box below so you can watch it and get details this is just a brief summary of all these countries. So there is a great demand for skilled worker, physicians, nurses, professional engineers, scientists, and IT specialists in Germany. It has become much easier for overseas skilled workers to find employment in Germany. A new law expanding the possibility for qualified professionals to come to work in the country. Germany's Skilled Immigration Act makes it easier for skilled workers and non-academic vocational training from non-EU nationals to migrate to Germany for work from overseas. Okay, there have been some relaxation of the rules applicable to them. Any migrant that had a tertiary level of education that is more than secondary level of education are considered skilled migrants and can migrate to Germany. The job seeker visa, this visa allows you to travel to Germany to search for job. So if you are granted this visa, you can move to Germany and search for job. The visa is for 12 months. So within that period of time, you will need to have gotten a job in Germany. Once you get a job in Germany, you can then switch to a work permit. So I mean, Germany are easing up their immigration laws, and right now there are English speaking job. I know like the language will be a barrier, but again, they are still welcoming people because they want to be culturally diverse. And also Germany has like old population, so they're trying to bring in, they see what the UK is doing, Canada is doing, and the US, and trust me, migrants helps the economy to grow. So these countries know all of this, so that's why they're opening up their border now, because they see how Canada and UK are like bringing in this talent, because they know with the help of this talent it's going to contribute to the country's economic growth. So these are my top 5 countries that you can migrate to easily right now at the moment. As the hot starts applying. Okay, so now for those of you who are confused that cannot decide which country to migrate to, there's a new talent attractiveness tools developed by Organization of Economic Cooperation Development. These tools help you to decide which country is best for you in terms of family, in terms of work-life balance, in terms of tax, in terms of quality of life, in terms of job opportunities. There are 3 types of talent migrant workers they are looking for in this country: highly educated workers, people with master's, doctorate degree, foreign entrepreneurs, and also university students. If you fall under these talents, you can use it to check which country needs you or which country will be favorable to you. So all you need to do is click the link in my description box below, put in your talent. If you're a fresh graduate, or you are an entrepreneur, or you are someone who has master's or doctorate degree that wish to migrate to the country, let me show you how this works.
This is a website and the tool you will use to compare countries. Talent attractiveness. So you can compare 2 countries of your choice. You can compare countries in each dimension. Enter your preferences. You choose a category. They have highly educated workers, entrepreneurs, and university students. Let's say you are an entrepreneur. You put entrepreneur. You see that the countries have changed. Then you choose quality of opportunities, income tax, future prospect, family environment, skills environment, inclusiveness, quality of life. So they have less important, and more important. So if you choose quality of opportunity, you choose more important. You can see that the countries are changing by the right hand corner. When you come to income tax, be like less important, is changing. Then when you come to future prospect, you choose more important. When it comes to family, you choose more important. Then skills environment, maybe you choose less important. Inclusiveness, you choose more important. Quality of life, you choose more important. Now it will now show you the countries, so you can see that based on my selection, New Zealand is number 1, Canada number 2, Sweden number 3, Switzerland and Australia are like my top 5. So now I can change it to highly educated workers based on your situation and your choices. So let's say I choose more important for every single thing. So now let's say the top country that is topping my list, Australia is number 1 on my list, Sweden number 2, Switzerland, New Zealand, Canada. So let's say maybe you're a student, university student, you want to see the best country for you. You go on that student, you choose quality of opportunities, more important, income tax, less important, future prospects, more important, or let's say important, family environment, let's do less important, skills environment, important, inclusiveness, more important, quality of life, more important. So now let's see. Based on my selection, United States is number 1, Germany number 2, Australia. So you can use this tool based on if you fall under any of these 3 categories. You can use this tool to sort of check the country that is best for you. That's for those that does not know which country they want to go for. So like the OECD indicator of talent attractiveness is a first comprehensive tool to capture the strength and weakness of countries regarding their capacity to attract and retain 3 specific categories of talented migrants: highly educated workers, those with master's and doctorate degrees, foreign entrepreneurs, and university students. Let me just leave the link in the description box below for you.
I hope you're going to use this tool very well, because guys, we have come to the end of this video. If this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up, like, share, comment, subscribe, and tell me what you think in the comment section. Which of this country do you think you're looking forward to migrating to? I would like to know. I'll be in my comments reading all of your comments. Okay, and thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.